Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, TBT Posse, please welcome to the show the legendary Brownsville MC, one half of M.O.P., one of the most powerful voices in all of hip-hop, Mr. Billy Danze.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? I'm here. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the introduction, man. Again, I feel special. I feel like a superhero at this moment.
You are. You know, and I'm glad you feel that way because, that's the way a lot of people see you. You are an icon in hip-hop. I mean, in real hip-hop, not this. I don't want to talk about the new stuff.
Right.
But,
Not this other thing.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it's not hip-hop. I always ask, how is it that you got your name? Because it's not your given name. You're not Keith Murray. You're not Eric Sermon. You have a normal name, but it's not your name. How did you come up with that?
Well, it's my father's middle name, which is William. Billy short for William.
Mm-hmm.
And old friend from the neighborhood, from not even my neighborhood, but from another neighborhood I hung out in. That's his family name, their family name. So, and I what I figured, I was like, man, this got kind of a little ring to it. And then there was around the time everybody wanted to be a Capone or a Nitty or a Scarface or whatever they was calling themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me just come up with something that got a slick ring to it, and it worked.
Yeah,
it worked. You know what I mean? So I took it and I ran with it, and there's only one William Danzini, buddy.
And that's the truth.
That's right.
I gotta ask a question that is not necessarily M.O.P. related, and I may be completely wrong. But last week was the 25th anniversary of Gang Starr's Hard to Earn album. Yep. I was watching the Code of the Streets video last week. Were you and Fame in the Code of the Streets video?
Yeah, that's the first.
I thought so.
That was our first. That's how we first started. We did an interview with Premier first before that, but that was our second time linking up with Gang Starr, and we just turned into family ever since that moment. And remember, it's like you're hanging out with an idol of yours, or someone you look at like holy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is Gang Starr, this is Guru, and this is Premier. They invited us to their video shoot. Man, we're so happy about that moment, man.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So happy about that moment.
Guru and Premier.
Ah, nice.
Couple of my favorites. That's
yeah. Man, did Guru have the most mesmerizing voice in hip-hop? Or one of the most? Him, I think it's him and Slick Rick.
Yeah.
No one else. Like, they're in a class by themselves.
Yep. Yeah, you just sit and listen and just hear that voice. And, But yeah, I saw that video and I went, hey, wait a minute. And I ran it back and I looked at it again. I'm like, that M.O.P. working in a chop shop? Wait a minute. I never noticed that before.
Yeah. Yeah. That was it. You know what, dude? We became so close after that. Now that you're bringing it up, it pops in my head like exactly what happened and whatever. But not to say that I forgot about the video, because I could never forget about anything Gang Starr do.
Right.
But that's furthest from my mind because we are family.
Right.
Like Premier would come to the house and pick me up from the house and come upstairs and hang out with the kids, and you know what I'm saying? All of that kind of stuff. And then these are the guys that actually are partially responsible for bringing you M.O.P. on this large scale, because they took us out on our first tour.
Really?
Our first tour, dude. Yeah. No one even knew who M.O.P. was. They took us out on our first tour, not just around America, but around the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They introduced M.O.P. to the European market. They tried to take us to Japan when we, around that same run, but I was like so scared to get on planes, dude. I was like, yeah.
It's not natural.
Premier would sit next to me. I remember one time Premier sits next to me, and I'm scared of flying anyway. The plane is doing the electric boogie or whatever the hell it's doing, right? And Premier's going, I'm scared to death. I'm sweating. Premier's going, we got our food right there. Our trays in front of us. He's like, you going to eat that? I'm like, dude, we're set to die. What is wrong with you?
This is your last meal?
Yeah, you want your half meal? I'm like, fuck. But yeah, man, those guys. Hats off to Gangstar, man. I love Premier. I love Guru. I appreciate it. I mean, I greatly appreciate what they've done for us, and it's always been genuine between us. So, hats off to Gangstar, man.
That's cool. That's a cool story, man. It's and to know still to this day, tight with Preem.
That's right.
That's just crazy. 'Cause, I'll tell you, somebody on the complete outside, anytime you see, like I saw you in the video, I'm like, they must be friends. They must have known each other. So I think like everybody who's ever in a video together knows the people they're in the video with. Like they're all friends. I know that's not all true, but that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I wish it was like that, but a lot of times it's not like that. A lot of times it's just be two artists signed to the same label.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're just label mates, or for whatever reason, they probably just met then or a couple days ago, or whatever. You will come through, be in a video. Like we don't have songs with people that we don't mess with, and not saying because we don't have songs with all of these rappers that we don't mess with a lot of rappers. It's just that when time permits and situation if it makes sense and the guys are around or we have an idea for them in a song or in a video, yeah. But for the most part, it's just like you just kind of hang out with who you hang out with. You know what I'm saying? Which I wish hip hop was the artists in hip hop was a little closer.
Yeah.
Because that would alleviate the separation that we have and the segregation and the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the older artists against the younger artists, or there's a separation there, and then you got white rappers, black rappers. You got the Latino rappers. It's like, dude, we're all just rappers. We're all,
yeah.
Like we provide a service. Why not do it together, like some sort of super friend sort of deal?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I like the way you think.
Keep our music going, man. Yeah. I'm for the people, baby.
Now you say you don't record with anybody you don't mess with. How did Busta and Remy end up on the Annie Up remix?
Busta belongs there.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not saying
there.
either one of them don't belong there. They're both perfect parts for that remix.
Yes.
But out of all the people,
bigger than it was.
How do they get there?
Well, Busta, Busta's always been a friend of ours. Always cool. Even before we started doing records together, Busta's always been cool and always encouraged us to go and try to give us some pointers of the ins and outs of the game because he's been here much longer than we have. And he's a super talented dude.
Yeah.
And he loved the record. So if Bus says, yo, I want to get on that record, yeah, you can get on the record. You're my guy. You know what I'm saying? And I know you're going to do what you got to do on it.
Right.
With Remy, like really, we didn't have Remy in mind like that. But she's always been dope. We just didn't have a female in mind on the record. But dude, when I tell you she came to that studio and went ape shit on that record, oh my God! Wish I could bring Pun back. Blah, let's run that. Blah, let's run that. Blah, let's... Oh my God! It was so dope, yo. Like, even if she decided later on, man, you know what? Just take my verse off. I don't want to do it. We'd have had a huge argument. No, Remy, this is not happening. Not happening. But she's an incredible artist, man, and an amazing woman. And my hat goes off to her. Right now, she's doing so good, man. And they're raising their family. Her and another friend of mine, Papoose, from even before the music or before he got into music. They're doing great together, man. It's what they call it, black love.
Yep.
It's really, really something genuine between them. It's very rarely that you see a man actually hold a woman down or really stand by a woman's side when she's going through something so heavy in her life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always commend Papoose for that. And let's give it up for Remy. Like, she's got to be an amazing woman. She held this dude in her corner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going through all she went through. So, because most dudes would have bailed. And most women would have not been able to hold a dude. You know what I'm saying? So hats off to both of them. I love them guys, man. Yeah. The Mackies.
Yeah, she seemed like she fit right in It was the whole vibe of that record. I mean, it's, like before that, I would not have expected to hear her with you guys. Like I don't know if it's intensity level.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Whoa!"
Dude, she does it at her shows.
Does she?
Oh my God! It comes on, and the people go nuts. And like I said, I didn't even see it. Like before it happened, before she actually got on the song, I didn't even see how that would work.
Well, she showed you, huh?
Dude. Ooh, shut me right the fuck up, dude. Let me sit down. I do not know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Not that I definitely wasn't against it. It's just that I didn't see it. And when she did it, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, well, that's
great fucking verse from that lady.
That song comes on and people want to hurt people anyway. I mean, that's. And I don't know if that's the right way to say that, but it's true. People just get fired up like a mosh pit when that track comes on.
Is that a good thing?
I know. I don't know, but it's the amount of emotion that it stirs up in people. I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not necessarily people going out to hurt people, but you know.
Right. What the song is fueled by emotion. It's fueled by take change, take pain. You know, like, man, I'm hungry out here.
Yeah.
And you walking around with all of this on, I need to eat.
Yeah.
You know
look at me. Look at me.
Right. And then on the other side of it, it's like, in my perspective, the way I viewed it on that second side was, we've been here long enough. You guys do not realize that we're dope by now?
Yeah.
Like, ante up, dude. Give us our proper due. You know what I'm saying? Give us our proper respect. So, yeah, but a great song, and that song has been carrying us for many years. You know, it helped me, you know, put kids through college, pay for things, take care of the house, and take care of the wife and myself, and travel the world 4 times. You know what I mean? And still going.
And so, that's what it should do. I mean, you give it to the people, and they pay it back to you, you know, financially, you know. But
that's right. And I'm not in it just for the finance.
Right. But that's the way, as a consumer, that's what we should be doing.
Right.
You know.
Right. Show the artist the support.
Yeah.
You know that us as artists, like, we gotta get in our car and drive to this studio and use our brain power to put this record together and give it our all. If you're a fan, you should, you know, if I'm putting a product out to sell, I'm making this music directly for you, because if I made it for myself, I would leave it in the house. I would just listen to it for myself.
And it would cost me a lot less.
Right. It would cost me a lot less headaches too, right? But, you know, I mean, you show the artist your appreciation by purchasing the music, and, you know, we feed off of each other. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to give you all of my energy. Help me, you know, because this is my job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would make the records for free if I could, but, you know, I don't own my own studio. And even if I did, who's going to pay the light bill?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on here? Like, I mean, are we working together here or not? What happened?
Yeah. One of the things we do on our show is we have an artist of the month every month. And we tell people, you know, go out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever it is you play your music, and put the stuff on repeat. When you go to bed, turn the volume down, leave it on repeat so the plays are there.
That's right.
You know, it's a small way to give back, because everybody's just streaming music now instead of going out and buying physical copies.
I didn't even think of that.
See, we're here to help.
Turn it down.
Yeah, just mute your computer or whatever, turn it all the way down, put it on repeat, and just let it go, and the streams will be there. You know, if
that's dope, dude.
we're here to help, man.
You're pretty smart, huh?
Yeah,
I like that.
That's our way of giving back. You know, it's that pennies on the stream, but they add up if everybody just lets them roll.
Yeah. It's nice, man. I like it.
Yeah.
Good idea.
We can't do much, but we do what we can.
That's right.
So
we all can't be superheroes like Bill.
audio engineers.
That's right. All right. He like this. We don't call him Bill. Holy shit. My God.
So,
My God.
So we're talking about Annie Up being everywhere on the TLC commercials, which that one blew my mind. Housing shows make my house nicer when I hear M.O.P. in the background. It's everywhere. Is there anywhere it's been that you didn't want it to be? Like maybe you said, well, I really don't want them to use it. At the end, gave it up, but didn't want your music representing whatever it was.
No, you know what? I don't look at it like that. I look at it like if it's something normal, like a normal situation or something that we would expect, yeah, that's always cool. But if it's something that you don't expect, then it's like, wow, they're into it too. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I look at it. I don't look at it as, I don't want it to be played with, people wearing skinny jeans. If you want to wear skinny jeans, wear skinny jeans.
Go for it, right?
Know what I mean?
Just play my music.
I'm just shocked that you're into this music. So, and I appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It just shows that the record is continuing to get wider and bigger over the years. I just seen it on some show they got out of Brooklyn. I think it's called Brooklyn Hustle or Hustle Brooklyn or something like this, about some kids that's going hard or hustling to try to get to the top of whatever they're doing. So I seen it on that. What I heard about it first, and then I seen it on that, and then it's always in some movie or some
it is.
commercial or something like that. We got a good team, man. The team is moving things around and keeping the business going with that record, which is great. I'm not mad at all, buddy.
Not even at John Cena. Can we talk about that real quick?
You know what I'm saying? Not at all. Word.
Yeah. The minute I heard it, but not heard it in wrestling, that was a big thing.
He said the minute I heard it, but not heard it. Because as soon as you hear it, you go, that's it.
Yeah. Well,
go somewhere else.
It's a very distinct opening to be confused with anything else.
Let me tell you something, though. The beat that actually comes on behind the M.O.P. sample is nuts.
Yeah, it is.
It is nuts, dude. That's why I wasn't even mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, and it's hot. That's nice. And, people always ask about that, like, was there some kind of lawsuits? Was there some kind of issues between you guys and John Cena? No, man, this is the music business, and things just have to be handled a certain way.
Right.
So, of course, we had a conversation about it. We should have had a conversation about it before because I was like you. Like, when I heard it, I was like, wow, that sounds familiar. It didn't go somewhere else. So I had no clue. We had no clue. But John Cena is actually a friend of a good friend of ours. So this made it a little easy for us to get everything handled once it got to that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? So no harm, no foul. Thank you to John Cena for using it. You got to think about it. He would not have used it if he did not like it, if he did not appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was back to the...
So we got all that handled. Everything's good.
I thought it was going back because when, like, Run DMC was doing intro themes and whatnot, I'm like, oh, we're doing this again. And I went, no, that's not right. But you hear that.
Wait a minute. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam. You're like, what the?
It's a remix of a remix?
That's a new remix? That's the remix. What's that, the 3 mix? Hold on.
The DJ Premier 3 mix, yeah.
The 3 mix, word. But no, we got it all situated, man. And like I said, hats off to John Cena, and I appreciate him for his appreciation of the record.
Cool. I want to ask you about one more record before I get into your new stuff.
Okay.
One of my favorites is Cold as Ice. And the story is there was a Foreigner record found in the garbage.
Yep. That is the actual story, bro. There was more than just Foreigner record. There was a bunch of records there,
Mm-hmm.
and it was we had a meeting at the. I wasn't even there actually, but there was a meeting at the record label, which was Relativity at the time. I believe it was Relativity, and coming out of the building, it was raining. So, but there was records on the corner at the garbage can. So, Fame, let me grab these records.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Grab them and took them home, let them dry off for a couple of days. Found that Foreigner record, and that's how he came up. He came up with the beat for Cold as Ice. That's the beginning of Cold as Ice. Now, what's crazy is, think about it. If the meeting would have went 10 minutes longer, 2 minutes, 5 minutes longer, whatever, right? Maybe the garbage truck would have came and picked up the garbage. This would have
and
never
have the record. Yeah, that's crazy.
We were actually fortunate enough to have, Samantha Ronson and Mark Ronson. Their father is the guy that created the original song for Cold as Ice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he came down, because we shot 2 videos for that. He came down to the first video shoot, him, Samantha, and Mark Ronson. They came down to the first video shoot. It gave us his blessings 100%.
But that's good.
This song was like #1 for about 8-9 months straight.
Damn.
In Europe. There's been ridiculous amounts of commercials using our version, and the revives it revived the original Foreigner song.
Wow.
And we also shot another video for it in California. So we shot 2 videos for it. So I think the one that you guys got was, I don't know which one it was. I think it was more of the one that we shot on the East Coast, but then we did shoot another one on the West Coast. But they both are out there. But yeah, that record would not have happened had that meeting took 3 minutes longer. Had there been less traffic through Manhattan, and the garbage truck could have got to that garbage can quicker. This would have never happened. And you, my friend, are a genius, because I've never even thought about it like this. I swear to God, I've never thought about
what
Cold as Ice like this.
Yeah.
That's nuts, huh?
Yeah.
Holy shit. You're brilliant, dude.
Yeah. All these little things I can do that I can't make any money doing. Yeah.
You're rich in spirit, bro.
Yes, I am. All right, well, let's jump to your new stuff. 6-pack.
Yes, sir.
What made you say, now is the time, I'm going to come out here and do this on my own, and hip-hop needs this? Because hip-hop needs this, let me tell you.
Well, as far as me saying now is the time I'm going to do it on my own, I'm never doing it on my own.
Well,
I'm always getting the blessings and the help from Lays and Fame, Fox, and, my whole M.O.P. family.
Right.
Chef, Flip, everybody. So I'm never doing it on my own. With these particular records, if they did not approve of these records, the world wouldn't get them. I have to go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? I got to make them proud, and I'm out here representing the family, so I got to make sure I do it right and make sure I get there okay. Timing-wise, like if you go back on YouTube or just on the internet anywhere and you type in Billy Danze solo, like you'll see this happen years ago. I made this attempt. I would have to cut it short because there would be a demand for M.O.P. and I would have to fill that demand.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't let the people down. I couldn't let Fame down or anybody else on my team. I couldn't let them down. So I would have to get it done, which would pull me away from the solo. I had a great, like a couple of releases I just kind of put them out, soft releases or whatever. Did a great record with Buster that I love, dude. I love. It's called Undescribable. And that was like kind of my first kind of attempt to make a solo record. And this record, I believe, is well over 10 years old, like maybe almost
Wow.
15 years old. But this time I said, you know what? I have the time. Let me go and do it. And I literally did about 40 songs in like 3 months.
Damn.
I think like 3 months, yeah.
That's working,
Um,
man.
yeah, now I'm up to about 50 something songs, and I got a session today, which is where I'm on my way to.
Damn.
But this 6-pack for me, people are calling it an EP or a project. It's not really a project. It's not a project. It's not an EP. It's my version of a single. It's just a piece of the puzzle. That puzzle being the Billy Danze project.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So my release off the Billy Danze project, my version of a single is the 6-pack.
Damn.
You know what I mean? I wanted to make sure
That's
I covered
ambitious.
everything. So I wanted to make sure people got enough. Let me ask you something while we're kicking it, bro.
Sure.
Have you heard all the records off the 6-pack?
Yeah. I got it 3-4 weeks ago, give or take.
What do you think?
I listen to it every day, man. And I'm not just bullshitting you. I listen to it every day.
Nice.
And He's All Right
Nice.
is my favorite track on the whole record. And we played that last week. And then this week we're going to play Halle Berry because it's the single. And we want to make sure that gets out there too. But, man, if I could we have a section called Old to the New. That's our classic artists who are putting out new music. And
Okay.
so when we get them, we make sure to put them out. If I can play for the next 4 weeks the other 4 tracks, I will do that. I mean, because the people need to know it's a banging record.
Listen, don't let me stop you, bro. I need you to play. Listen, go ahead and stream it, right? And when you go to bed, I want you to turn it down. Look, you see how bright? You see how smart I am?
Yes, yes.
Look what I just came up with.
You're a genius, man.
You're a genius. Just turn it down. But, look, bro, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support, man. And I'm glad you like the record. And really, I use your reaction to the record or the way you receive the record as fuel for me to go in and create more records. So I'm hopped up now. I had one song in my mind because now I'm on my way to the studio, but now I may have a whole nother song in my mind.
And it's called Mr. Throwback Thursday, right?
Mr. Throwback Thursday, love from VA. Boom. That's great, bro. I really appreciate it, though.
Sure. Well, I'll let you go so you can get to the studio and get to work. You want to let everybody know where they can find you on social media?
Of course. Listen, you can find me on IG at Billy Danze 1545. You could find me on Twitter at Bill Danze M.O.P. And on Facebook, find me at Billy Danze. And I also want to let the younger artists out there know, and I always want to say this, any chance I get, I'm going to say this. Like the younger artists that's in the business, I do not want you to think that all the veteran artists or the seasoned artists are against you. We're not all going to be all hopped up over your music if you don't make what we can, or as an individual, like. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But if you ever need somebody to talk to about this business, you could always look me up. And this is for younger artists, older artists, producers, anybody. You could always look me up on my Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and just holler at me. It don't have to be about, who should I write the check out to or anything like that. You could just go, look, man, I'm in a situation. What would you do in this situation? Have you ever been in this sort of situation? And can you help me out with it in any way? I'm always here. Like the younger artists, you got to understand, utilize the older cats in the business because the walls that you guys are going to hit, we've already hit those walls. We can help together. We can help you figure out how to get around those obstacles because we've done it already.
Right.
You know what I mean? This doesn't have to be anything about I don't like the younger artists because they don't make the records the way I like them, or I don't like the older artists because they don't make records the way we like them. This is our industry together. You understand?
Yes,
if
sir.
If the guys before me didn't create it, if I didn't make it solid, you wouldn't have a chance to run. If you don't have a chance to run, then what I put into it is nothing, and what the pioneers put in it is absolutely nothing. It's nothing at all. So this is ours. Let's keep it going together. You know what I mean? Don't feel like there's any kind of competition. because realistically, there's only a certain amount of words in any language. What can you say that I haven't said?
Exactly.
What can I say that Jay haven't said? It's just recycled words.
Mm-hmm.
This is about the business. If you don't know the whole business, if you need some help with the business or anything, holla. If you want to talk about your grandmama, if you want to talk about your baby mama who did the okie doke to you, call me. I always want to talk to people, man, because I feel like I got a lot to say, and people only view me as this artist, this rapper that makes a lot of noise. I'm a human being, man. Get in touch with some real shit.
You do well making a lot of noise too, though. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, man. I got loud as hell. Oh my God, I be having headaches sometimes. Jesus Christ, why are you so loud? I get on my own damn nerves. But look, bro, I'm gonna go ahead, man, and run to the studio and get this work done, man. Thanks you for the inspiration, brother, and the support. I appreciate it. And we should always keep in touch, man. Always holler at me, man. Maybe we can do some stuff down in VA together.
Sound like a plan.
That works for me, buddy.
All right, take care, brother.
All right, brother. Salute.